There's another interesting thing that Congressman Matt Gaetz did. He filed an amendment today to the rules package, which would allow C-SPAN the kind of access to film the activities on the floor of the House like we saw last week. That was taken away once Speaker McCarthy became Speaker. Then the government resumed control of the cameras, just aiming towards the front, not towards the seats. Gaetz telling me, quote, the current pool view of the Congress is antiquated and boomerified. My amendment will allow C-SPAN cameras on the House floor during proceedings, bringing greater transparency and humanizing the entire process. As journalists, we always favor more transparency. I have to say, I found the video gripping and engrossing. It probably made people more interested in what's going on. You like it?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I never thought I would say this sentence. I agree with Matt Gaetz 100% on this one. Yeah. I actually do also think it was good for the country to have more of a view into what was happening, how it happened, and frankly, how their own members were behaving throughout the process.
What do you think?
I think I mean, on the one hand, yes, more transparency is always better. On the other hand, more transparency might mean less governability, right? Are people going to be able to say the things, members of Congress say the things that they want to say to be able to strike deals and negotiate if they know C-SPAN is right there? Probably not. So this is a balance between governability and transparency. And it's very delicate.
It's good for Matt Gaetz, though, because, he was on a lot of the C-SPAN cameras. Matt Gaetz. And that's exactly what he wants. But I'm with you. I'm all for it. Let's boomify C-SPAN cameras.
I mean, we got to see what was going on. Tell me that you have seen anything as fascinating in government in the last 10 years as Kevin McCarthy walking up the aisle, confronting Matt Gaetz, Chairman Rogers, almost coming at him, that other member of Congress restraining him. I mean,
really good stuff.
But also you got to see members of Congress from different parties talking to each other.
That's right.
You saw Gosar talking to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Yes. I mean, it does humanize these people.
Right, and you just see, for example, you saw how hard Kevin McCarthy's deputies were in trying to whip the Boeberts and the Gates of the world. And I don't think, as much as we try in our words, there are no words that could quite describe Kevin McCarthy's face when he walked up to confront Gates. I believe that was really the first time he confronted.
Away.
Yeah, you cannot put that into words. You have to see it.
The one problem we had about the thing is that we don't have the big boom mic, so we don't know exactly what they're saying. A great Twitter feed called Bad Lip Reading solved that problem. And in fact, this was shown in the Republican conference meeting today. This is not actually what they were saying. This is a joke, but this is showing that they're trying to have a lighthearted approach to this. Take a look.
One of your friends promised me I could flick you in your face. Absolutely, you may not do that.
Hit him in his cringy smirk, for real.
Say any cereal name. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Such a good. I'm looking for an excuse to show it. They showed it at the conference today. The Republicans were. I mean, that's also a nice thing that they were able to find some humor.
You got to get a good laugh out of it. And you know what? I thought that because the drama was out in the open, they had to confront it. I mean, Mike Rogers and Matt Gaetz had to have like a bit of a, heart-to-heart on Twitter, kind of reconciling with each other. It also prompted a lot of reporting. People saw things on the floor they could ask members about, even though we couldn't hear what the conversations were about. I think it really helped people understand what was going on. If it had been just the regular cameras, it would have been dead air for like 3 days straight when there was really a lot of stuff happening on the floor.
But thinking of this long term, once the cameras are in, you're not going to be able to take them out, right? So this has long-term implications for how the Congress is going to be run going down the road.
But again, I mean, having been at the White House when we brought the cameras in for the White House press briefing, I think ultimately, although there's a lot of grandstanding from time to time, let's be clear, ultimately I do think it's a good thing because, again, more is better. It does create more accountability, frankly, with the viewers, not just with journalists who actually get to see what their members of Congress are doing, in between, rather than just, as you pointed out, Abby, it would have just been looking at people sitting there when we knew there was a lot more going on.
Unanimous vote for transparency. Congressman Gaetz, we're behind you there on that bill.